It has taken centuries, but now is the moment. The sarcophagus from ancient Egypt has been kept out of sight for millennia, but it'll soon be revealed to the public once more. A group of specialists has been excavating a necropolis close to Cairo, and the work is likely to pay off. This is a groundbreaking finding. It all starts with one archaeologist going down into the depths of the night alone. Experience the allure of ancient Egypt when a chamber buried for generations is brought to light by an archaeologist. Join us on this breathtaking journey into the past as we witness the moment when history is exposed and a dream discovery is made. Let's get started. After successfully excavating a tomb that was 3,300 years old and had a beautifully carved stone sarcophagus, the Egyptian Ministry of Antiquities announced that archaeologists have found a dream find. The recently discovered sarcophagus is supposed to have belonged to an ancient Egyptian aristocrat who worked as chef of the treasury under Ramses the Great. The sarcophagus is extremely well preserved and has not been damaged in any way. An ancient Egyptian sarcophagus composed of pinkish granite dating back thousands of years has been found in an ancient burial chamber close to Cairo. The sarcophagus had been lying dormant for the past several thousand years. The ancient sarcophagus, which experts have referred to as the dream find, belonged to a person who was known as Ta-Emwia, and it's believed that this individual worked as the treasury chief for Ramses the Great. The stone casket that was 3,300 years old and buried 23 feet below the earth was discovered in beautiful condition. It was covered on all sides with emblems, hieroglyphics, and titles. Professor Ola El Akwizi is hopeful that the discovery of the sarcophagus in Saqqara may shed light on who ruled Egypt after Tutankhamun. According to the Egyptologist, the fact that the hieroglyphics found on the sarcophagus are identical to those found on the walls of the tomb itself is more evidence that it belonged to Ta-Emwia. What archaeologists have found only confirms that this individual was in fact a nobleman who was very close to the king, and his relation and titles and temples from Thebes reflect that. What archaeologists have found only confirms that this person was in fact a nobleman who was very close to the monarch. In addition to this, he was the individual who was in charge of making divine sacrifices to each of the gods. Archaeologists believe that someone holding his title in today's world could be comparable to someone holding the position of Minister of Finance in a modern nation. The finding of the sarcophagus was discussed in the 4th season of Egypt's Hidden Treasures, which made its debut on National Geographic and can also be viewed on Disney+. In spite of the fact that Professor Al Agwizi discovered the surface-level tomb during the previous year's field season, he was not able to explore the underground chamber until this year. By lifting numerous tons of sand, archaeologists were able to reach the first level of the tomb thanks to a tunnel that was dug close to the pyramid that once belonged to King Unas. They had to reinforce the 3,000-year-old stone masonry that they discovered once they reached their target in order to safely descend any farther. The hard work that they put in paid off once they reached their destination. The group descended onto the void by sitting on a giant metal bucket that could be raised and lowered by hand. The void led down into a pit that was covered by a small hole in the floor. The burial chamber of the sarcophagus may be found on the 2nd level beneath the surface. It is quite unusual to discover an unbroken coffin within the burial site of its original owner in Saqqara. The Egyptian Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities stated that the lid was shattered and had been left in the corner of the room, despite the fact that it was discovered this time in good shape. It is speculated that grave thieves broke open the casket and stole the contents within. In ancient times, many graves were used multiple times, and as a result, there were no artifacts that belonged to the original proprietors of the tombs. Moreover, there were tomb robbers operating in the region during that time period. Yet, Ta-Emwia was the one who constructed the tomb in which his coffin was discovered. On his coffin, you'll find inscriptions of all these titles, including Grand Supervisor of Livestock and Royal Scribe. In the time period that followed Tutankhamun's death, he served as the head of King Ramses II's treasury. Some of the images that were housed there include a human figure with his hands crossed on his chest and the face of Ta-Emwia with a fake chin. Al-Agwizi stated that this particular sarcophagus is an excellent illustration of the New Kingdom's style of sarcophagi that were reserved for the royal family. In ancient times, the sarcophagus was traditionally crafted out of granite and engraved with symbols representing the gods. These symbols included the nut of the sky goddess, which was placed atop the chest's lid to protect the deceased, and the 4 sons of Horus, who were depicted praying around the tomb to ensure its safety. The high position of the deceased can be deduced from the features of the face and beard. In addition to the excellent aesthetic qualities that are distinctive of New Kingdom artwork, the group led by Professor Alaquisi will now conduct an in-depth investigation of their sarcophagus in order to learn more about Titan life. Mummy in gold leaf. In recent years, Egypt has made a great number of significant archaeological finds in an effort to resurrect its flagging tourism sector. On Thursday, a team of archaeologists made what they are calling a dream discovery. This discovery is a mummy that had been lying within a chamber for thousands of years without being disturbed. The mummy was wrapped in gold leaf when it was discovered, and at the time of the excavation, it was believed to be one of the oldest and most complete non-royal bodies ever discovered in Egypt. It is thought that the mummy contains the skeletal remains of a man named Hekashipes. This body had been wrapped in gold leaf and placed within a sarcophagus or a stone coffin for the past 4,300 years. The sarcophagus had not been opened during the entire time. At a burial site south of Cairo known as Saqqara, which has been an active burial ground for more than 3,000 years and is on the list of UNESCO World Heritage Sites, these first-of-their-kind mummies were found at the bottom of a 15-meter deep or 50-foot deep shaft. The site is located in Memphis, the ancient Egyptian capital, and is home to over a dozen pyramids, the most notable of which is the Step Pyramid. At the burial site, archaeologists discovered a total of 3 more graves. Inside the tombs that were unearthed are the ancient necropolis. Archaeologists uncovered a wide variety of statues as well as shards of ceramics. It is thought that the largest of the mummies was once the body of a man named Nomjedef. Nomjedef was a cleric in addition to his roles as inspector and nobility overseer. Another mummy was found in the tomb of a man named Mary. Mary was a top royal employee who was given the title of a secret keeper. She was in charge of keeping palace secrets. The title gave him the authority to carry out a variety of unique religious rites. The other tomb contains the remains of a judge and writer by the name of Fetek. Archaeologist Zahi Awaz, who had previously served as Egypt's Minister of Antiquities, stated that all of the discoveries may be placed anywhere between the 25th and 22nd centuries BC. This discovery is very important as it connects the monarchs with the people living around them, said one of the archaeologists who was engaged in the excavation of the graves. Ali Abu Deshish was one of the archaeologists who worked on the project. On Wednesday, researchers announced that they had found evidence of a fully inhabited Roman city that goes back to the 2nd and 3rd centuries after the Common Period. Archaeologists discovered residential buildings, towers, and what they've dubbed metal workshops, which contain a variety of tools, along with Roman coins, pots, and other artifacts. And that's all for the video today. We'll be right back with more such amazing videos. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.